Hi, I'm John McInnes, and I'm a designer at Alta Motors. I have only been to the One Moto show 2 years. It's a little bit of everything, and it really doesn't feel like a type of bike, any type of bike, is discriminated against. If you're into motorcycles, like a custom bike that you like will definitely be at the show. It's like this crucible of kind of like every cool trend in custom motorcycles. I knew that it was important as a kind of burgeoning OEM to have presence there. We were there last year with the Street Tracker, and we definitely wanted to do another build for this year. And I wanted to do something that was a little bit more unique, a little bit more unexpected, something that you wouldn't really see any of our competitors attempting. Also, I wanted it to kind of show off the modularity of the Redshift platform, and how with just like a few kind of basic hand tools, you can pull a Redshift apart and turn it into something completely different, and something that I feel is actually kind of unique to our electric platform, and that some of our competitors, you can't really do that with. I think it speaks to like the original design of the bike and how well it was kind of thought out.
I'm Vinny Falzon, assembly line supervisor at Alta Motors. Kind of fell into a little after the design process started happening. I kind of came into the middle, and John showed me a drawing one day that he had done it was a rough sketch of a drag bike, and I thought it was the coolest thing ever.
I had already been ogling over these drag bikes from the 60s and early 70s for a little bit, namely by this guy named Boris Murray, who made these like absolutely crazy contraptions just out of his garage. I really wanted this thing to not look like a factory supported build, which it wasn't. A lot of the parts on this thing are actually from Vinny's stash of Honda parts. Like the front end is off of a CB350. The front wheel is a donor from Jason the Sportster. The rear brake pedal is off of his Crash Sportster.
When it came down to the finish of the bike, we had originally thought of paints and powder coats and making everything really uniform. But when it came down to the end and we're looking at it, we didn't want to cover up all of the hand-built sections of it. All of the sheet metal part on top is just Scotch-Brite finish, and then the rear frame is raw. So that way you can see all of the welds, you can see all of the defects. It gives the whole thing some character. It gives it that hand-built feel, which is what we were really going for.
There aren't too many other electric platforms that like a regular guy can get a hold of and really turn into something cool like this, at least without major modification to the drivetrain. So the reason I think our bike fits in this show is because it really was just myself and Vinny building this thing behind a dumpster in the back of the shop using whatever we had. I think the reason why I like working at Alta so much is that the general feel here is that we don't want to take away your gas bikes. We just want to give people another option. I own 4 Harleys. Like, I love old bikes, and I don't want that to ever end. I love it. That's why I'm in this industry. But at the same time, there's new stuff coming out, and it's pretty rad. I definitely want to have a hand in making sure that it respects the past, and it respects where kind of motorcycles came from, rather than looking like a spaceship on 2 wheels. It's not going to speak to anyone. People aren't going to get it. It's going to be a little bit more difficult for people to accept it if it's harder for them to relate to it. And I think that this thing, that its silhouette, when you look at it from far away, it represents that. It's like, oh, I understand that. I know what that thing is all about. And then you walk up to it and you realize that it's electric and it's still cool. You know what I mean? Like, I think that's the takeaway here. I think that we did a good job of representing the company as one that is into this kind of stuff and is into, supporting that kind of custom motorcycle culture.